the Kirk Cousins conversation, the minute he leaves Minnesota to go to Atlanta, and then Atlanta gets popped for tampering, and then that's followed up by the drafting of Michael Penix Jr. in the top 10 of the draft. Just set this thing, as you know, on its head. On its head. And we knew Cousins was going to Minnesota. We just didn't know when. We knew that was going to be part of the schedule. Schedule comes out after the draft.
Right.
And then we find out it's week 14, and it was so damn late in the season, it's just like, okay, whatever. And he arrives in Minnesota on a 3-game losing streak and leaves Minnesota on a 4-game losing streak. And in that streak, no touchdowns, 8 interceptions, only the 4th quarterback since 1950 to have that in a 4-game span. Last one to do it was named Brett Favre in 2005. And that's how he leaves with his team, once upon a time, 6-3, having swept the next best team in the division in the Buccaneers. And now the Bucs are 7-6, and the Falcons are out of first place. And that's how he leaves Minnesota. And still, I say there's no way that this is when they pull the trigger on Cousins. And that is wild, because this is exactly the scenario on draft night and after draft night that was painted. This is exactly how Cousins can get pulled for Penix, is a stretch just like this. But you look at some of the picks. Kurt Warner went on game day morning and showed 3 of the 4 picks against the Chargers were not on him. And I swear to you, the pick 6 was not on him. I know you can't believe it. I said it in Overreaction Monday, the pod. It is the truth. Take a look at what Kurt had to say. And Kurt knows, obviously.
Obviously.
But to say watch right now, with 2 winnable games at Vegas against the guy they excommunicated and brought in Cousins to turn the page from, and drafted Penix because they're like, we need to make sure we're not stuck with Desmond Ritters of the world anymore. It's Desmond Ritter they're going to face next in Vegas against a Raiders team that is done. And then they're home for the Giants. They have winnable games. And then they visit Kirk Cousins' other place of employment. They're not pulling the plug and going with the rookie now. They're just not. Next year might be a different story, depending on how the next 4 games go. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.